Let's see. Should I just go right into the show with no?
Listen. I don't know how this works, so
Yeah,
you let me know.
Justin has seen me struggle saying hi to everyone and then being like, all right, let's do the show now.
Beautiful.
All right.
Your hair's really long, Elijah.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like me to cut it again?
Oh, yeah, you have done that. You've done that multiple
Yeah.
times, actually. We'll see. Maybe when it's more drastic in like a year.
Okay, that'll be a fun cut. I can like braid it and just like chop off the braid.
Just start sawing through the braids.
Ooh, yeah. But let me curl it first and let me straighten it too.
Yeah, there's a lot of hair, and I didn't realize that, but I'm liking it, so we'll see. Welcome to History of Popcorn. We have a special guest this week.
Yes.
This is our friend Blanca. She's
Hello.
a friend of the show, and she's here for a specific reason because we are going to talk about a lot of real life people and a lot of celebrities. And we want to give her some sort of fun label because we want her on the show often.
Ooh.
I think a lot of people are going to really like having Blanca on the show, like hearing Blanca's opinion.
I hope so. I was going to say, don't speak too soon. What if they all hate me?
I want to talk about how like you first put an impression on me was, but I don't know if I should.
No!
I don't know if I should. Because
I want to know. I'm going to be beyond curious.
Oh, no. Elijah, let me tell you, you are like my nightmare because I for my entire life went along thinking I was the only one with like a freak good memory. And then I found out like recently that you apparently have a freaky good memory too. And I'm like, oh no, because I remember everyone's embarrassing moments.
Yeah.
But I didn't know anyone remembered mine. So now I'm like, oh, great. Like there's someone out there who knows.
I didn't think that was considered. I guess it's pretty embarrassing now.
It's out there.
It is out there. And that's why we still talk today, though, because I was like, oh, okay, this person is going to be honest.
She's insane.
No, that's not what I got. That's not what I got from that. I got that she was honest, and I was like, okay, I'm going to keep that in mind. We got two different things from that. But essentially, I won't tell a story right now. We can save it for when she comes back another time.
Okay.
But
I'm definitely curious. You guys have my curiosity.
I've known Blanca since high school, but now I still send Blanca like scripts and stuff that I have, and because I trust her opinion of it, and she gives me very good tips. So she's like a collaborator that I have. You. And there's a script that I'm still writing that she gave me the inspiration for the story and everything that's from her. So she's a collaborator of mine. That's why she's on the show.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's very kind. I'm like,
I haven't actually told her. This is kind of just, I haven't said that she's a collaborator of mine, but I kind of just is because I send her a lot of my stuff. Like everything that I send you, Justin, I send her too.
Oh, nice.
You guys both send me really good notes. Would you consider yourself a writer? Do you write like scripts? I know
not well.
You're very good at giving me the pointers of what you think would be smoother. Because
like those who can't do teach. It's like those who can't write critique, and I'm like, I'm awful. I can't write good dialogue for the life of me. So, but I come up with ideas constantly, and it's really frustrating because I'm like, oh, that would be a great, and then I don't know what to do with it. So I'm like, okay, like these ideas will just live in my head.
What high school did you go to?
Champs.
Yeah, we went to one called Champs.
Yeah.
That's when California. Right.
Yeah.
I feel like I've known Blanca for almost 10 years, like of her, but we didn't become friends until I have this weird thing of the people.
How did we become friends?
We didn't exactly like start, like that's what happened with Justin too. And like a lot of the people that I talk to now is like, I wasn't really, there wasn't like a time where I was like close with them in high school, really. Like you and I didn't really hang out until like toward the end of high school when you were about to graduate. And I was like, even then it was only like once every like year after that. It was like, oh, there you are. Cause we had mutual friends. And then we always got along.
Random.
Yeah. And I don't know how that happened. Like we haven't hung out in person though in like, I don't know, like 3 years maybe. But we still communicate because of the scripts and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a great thing about Elijah. He still keeps the communication going no matter what.
I know. I'll say, I think I talked to you. I think we've talked more like via text or like DM or whatever than we ever did in school.
Yeah.
Like we really didn't talk much. That's why I'm like, how did we become friends? Because as far as I can remember, you've just like always kind of been there. You've just, I don't know.
That's it. Yeah, I was always kind of there. You were always kind of there too, but
yeah,
that's like that's how it was with Justin when I met him. That's
and I bet you're not friends with the people, or you're not super close or as close with the people that are responsible for you guys being friends now, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
A lot of the people that I would hang out with in Nevada are now in jail.
Oh, that's nice. That's lovely. Yeah. Well, congratulations to you for staying out.
Hey, I'm in Oregon. It's a different kind of one.
Yeah.
Blanca, this is a movie podcast. We're going to ask you a couple movie questions off the top of our heads. If you think of one. We were not prepped for this, but obviously, do you have a favorite movie?
No, I have a list of favorite movies and they're all really, really bad.
No one is going to have a favorite movie on this podcast. And that's probably a good thing, because that just means they like a lot. And I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, what are a couple of your top ones?
You don't need to be embarrassed about the movies that you love.
No. Yeah, that's mine or worse. Don't worry. Okay, the worst one that I can think of off the top of my head is a Lifetime movie. And it's it's a Lifetime movie, and it's Sarah Chalke is in it. It was actually like a 2-part miniseries where each part was like 2 hours. And Sarah Chalke is the lead. Her dad cuts her off, and so she, being the gold digger that she is in the movie, decides she's going to marry immediately because she's like, I can't be poor. And so she finds this director. She lives in LA, of course, in Hollywood. And she meets this director, falls in love with him, convinces him within 30 days to marry her. She gets pregnant, and then she finds out that they both find out that neither of them are who they said they were. And then it's very dramatic, but it's not like a bad dramatic. It's just like, oh, he's secretly poor, and she's pregnant, and which of course the only reason she married him was like for his money.
3 hours later. So then the credits roll, and that's literally
what happens. Literally.
Wait, what was it called?
Yeah, you didn't. What was it?
It's called Man Eater, and it's not it's nowhere online, you guys. I literally had to buy the DVD form online.
That's funny.
It doesn't exist. It's been erased from everyone's memory.
You said it was a 2-parter, and it was like a full movie on each side, like 2 hours, basically.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Zack Snyder make Lifetime movies?
Yeah, right.
There you go.
That's 4 hours.
Seems like his format. He'd thrive.
Very long.
Yeah, no, he's gonna make the first $100 million Lifetime movie.
Do you have a favorite actor?
The obvious choice, of course, is like Daniel Day-Lewis or like Meryl Streep, but like the less obvious well, I love Viola Davis too. I live for that woman.
Yeah, no, she's awesome.
But on like the more subtle note, I guess, is I've really been loving, I don't know if you guys watch Good Girls at all, but both of them are on Good Girls. Christina Hendricks, who was on Mad Men, and she's phenomenal. Yeah, and then Andrew McCarthy, who also has been directing some episodes, but he is so good.
Are these two TV person?
Yeah, well, he played Blaine in Pretty in Pink. He was the popular guy.
Oh,
yeah.
Weekend at Bernie's.
But now he plays a hitman on Good Girls, which if you guys haven't got, oh my God. Please
I also want Blanca to be the TV portion, because I know
oh my God,
me and Justin can't cover as much TV, but I introduced our guest is Blanca today. The exciting thing about today's History of Popcorn is that every story is going to be a true story or based on a true story. Every single story that we have today. So our first story today is Steven Spielberg on Steven Spielberg. He's making the director. Everyone knows. I think Steven Spielberg is probably the most household director name. Like everyone knows his name, like over every director, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. He's done all the classics, and he knows every line. Princess, Pretty in Pink, even St. Elmo's Fire.
Biggest director household name. He's coming out with a autobiographical movie that's based on his childhood of growing up in Arizona. And he's been talking about how growing up in Arizona has influenced so many of his films growing up. Like, I think that's because Phoenix, Arizona has a lot to do with like aliens and stuff, doesn't it too? And like, because they had the Phoenix lights in like the 90s or something. So I wonder what this movie could be. There's nothing titled about it. It's inspired by his childhood, but the cast is interesting. They got Michelle Williams as the mother, who's inspired by Steven Spielberg's real mother. And the most recent one was Seth Rogen as Steven Spielberg's favorite uncle. And I wonder what that could mean. Do you think he's going to be like what does favorite uncle mean? What do you think that would
clearly be? The kooky one, right? Of the family.
The one who has all the conspiracy theories? Oh, maybe.
Yeah. He's gonna be stoned too, of course.
Of course.
Guaranteed.
Which is a role he was born to play.
I'm excited. I mean, I'm kind of excited about this movie because Spielberg is usually good.
Yeah, he hasn't really been that good late. Like I just recently rewatched Ready Player One.
Mm-hmm. I didn't like that one.
Yikes! That movie is a big yikes.
It was really long. It was a spectacle and really long. I didn't really like it though. But
have
you seen what young Spielberg looks like? Either of you?
Oh yeah.
No, was he hot?
I don't know.
You say that like he's either really, really disgusting or he's really hot.
No, I mean, I say that because I was going to ask who should play a younger Spielberg.
Oh.
like kid
I'm assuming it's like a kid. I had the kid Noah Schnapp from Netflix, the Netflix Stranger Things.
Is that the one with the bowl cut?
Yeah.
I don't know any of the kids. I know there's the toothless kid and I know there's the bowl cut kid.
Yeah, the bowl cut kid should play.
That's all I know.
Steven Spielberg.
I'm gonna look at young Steven Spielberg right now, just to get.
This movie is supposed to come out in 2022, and it's shooting this summer.
Oh my god!
Casting's gonna be coming out soon. What does he look like?
He is hot.
He is.
It's a taste thing, I guess.
Oh.
Okay. I don't know.
So he's
Who would you compare him to someone now? Because you're probably looking at like early 20s, right?
Yeah, no, I need to find him as a kid. I wonder if he's just always looked.
I didn't look up any photos of him.
I'm looking this up now. I have to know. You said it's a
you
taste
gotta
thing,
have visual reference. Yeah.
He was a cute little kid. He's very awkward looking 20-something-year-old.
Yeah, he's awkward looking.
Oh.
He looks pretty nerdy.
We all have the same reaction. He's like, it's
Spielberg. It's like, oh yeah, he's Steven Spielberg.
I
don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that.
I like him with the beard more than not beard.
Yeah, it's the beard. It's the beard.
He needs the beard.
Yeah, this just became just talking about how Steven Spielberg looks.
Let's look at him through the years. This is him when he was 20, 21. Just kidding.
So if you had to rate him from 1 to 10,
I would give him an 11,000.
Spielberg
in personality.
Okay.
And looks, I would give him a 4. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Spielberg, if you're hearing this, I'm sorry. It's pretty.
He's listening.
He's fine.
He's
listening.
He likes the smaller podcasts.
Yeah.
I don't know who. I think that's not a bad choice though. Is the Noah kid.
I like the idea of Seth Rogen being the conspiracy uncle, telling him all the cool stories.
Yeah.
And I like Michelle Williams too, even though I don't know why in the hell she decided to do Venom.
Everyone needs a paycheck sometimes.
So are they filming this movie now, or
they're
is this
shooting
just,
it this summer?
Talking?
They're shooting it this summer, so casting is going to be speeding up pretty soon.
Yeah, because he's doing the new West Side Story too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been done.
I think that's over.
Yeah, he's been done with that.
Spielberg hasn't really wowed me in a little bit, but I mean, like, I like him doing personal stuff more than CGI fuckfest. Like Robert Zemeckis. This is going to be a way
more personal story. This is the first. This is the first time that Steven Spielberg's behind this, like writing the script since AI.
Oh, interesting.
Artificial Intelligence. Yeah, that's that movie. Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah, that movie.
Yeah, he has a hand in writing since then, but that's because this is semi-autobiographical.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense. Who else would write it?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited to see that because I don't know, see how he portrays himself or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. And he needs that too. He just needs to get some credibility back. Get some Oscars again.
Oscars.
Yeah, get some Oscars. They're calling for you.
Tracy Morgan played Louis Armstrong on SNL in 2003, and since then he's been wanting to play Louis Armstrong. He's been trying to petition it for so long. So in 2003 was his debut as on SNL as that. And in 2016 was the first time he announced that his dream role was Armstrong. He said, if I had my dream role, it would be Louis Armstrong. I would call him Pops. He was the Michael Jackson of his generation. He pleased white people and black people. Check that out. And then again, in 2018, he announced it again that he's been trying to do it on Howard Stern. He was like, I'm doing a makeup test. And then that makeup test leaked. Have you guys seen that test?
No.
That was in 2018. And then just recently, Jermaine Fowler from Coming to America came out with a interview saying that he's still working on the project and that he's still trying to get it. He's self-financing at this point because no one wanted to finance it in 2018.
Oh, so interesting. Look at the pictures. He actually does have a striking resemblance to him.
Jermaine Fowler says he sounds exactly like him when he talks naturally. Like it's not an explosion. And Taraji P. Henson, even in 2019 on Conan, said that she was blown away by the preview that he has that he's shipping around to people, which is interesting. So it's not like just like a Tracy Morgan comedy bit of like, I want to play Louis Armstrong. Like the people have been seeing this for years of him trying to do this, which is
and they're excited about it.
It sounds
so that's I was concerned when I heard about this. I was like, oh
yeah, I was too. Yeah, how is it going to be taken? But I found out
looking at these pictures, like them like side to side, it's pretty crazy. They look like he looks like him.
Yeah,
it's just trying to figure out the voice. I wonder how his voice is.
I mean, he said that
they both have very different voices.
His Louis Armstrong is distinct, but apparently, you know what I found out in 2008, Forrest Whitaker was writing or directing and starring in a movie that was supposed to be about Louis Armstrong, and it had the blessing of the estate of Louis Armstrong and everything. It was called What a Wonderful World, but it never came out. They were like, yeah, we're shooting in Atlanta this summer. Forrest Whitaker was announcing and stuff, and nothing came out of it. It was announced on everywhere.
What happened?
I couldn't find any follow-up of it dying out or anything. It just didn't get made. I was like, really? What? I looked around in 2008, like what happened? I didn't see anything. I couldn't find out why it didn't happen. So if you find out, anyone listening, why the 2008 Forrest Whitaker Louis Armstrong movie didn't happen, I don't know why.
Weird, he was supposed to direct it?
Yeah, he's going to direct and star in it. He pitched it as covering his whole life, but from a more myth point of view. It's told from two different myths of the same person.
Oh, so it's kind of like that Bob Dylan movie. I'm not here, I think it's called. You ever heard about that?
I heard of it. I haven't seen it. Where it's half documentary and half like.
It's like a bunch of different versions of what Bob Dylan is to people instead of it being an actual legit. Like Richard Gere plays him, Heath Ledger, and a lot of people. It's pretty great. It's a pretty great movie. But yeah, no, this is interesting. I think if so many people are excited about it and are in for this, like around the area, then that's good. That's
what's to the point where he has to self-finance it, which usually will take a while, especially at a movie at this level. But
that's a red flag to me. That's why I was so concerned.
Yeah, no one wanted to buy it. Yeah, no one wanted to finance it, which is a red flag. Yeah. But I mean,
yeah, true. But I mean, like, it could be a situation where it's just like everyone, like, I don't know. Yeah, it's
skepticism.
Weird. Morgan is definitely a very distinct person. That he doesn't really like play characters. I've never seen him play anything besides Tracy Morgan.
Yeah.
In anything. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him in a drama.
This is way up in the air. I don't know. He's been wanting to do it for years. It's his dream role. If someone wants to do, I mean, I'm not saying,
dude, we should
just because it's his dream, it means it has to happen. But sorry, Tracy.
Dude, you and I should come up, all three of us together. We'll both chip in $1.
Oh,
start a Kickstarter for him.
Oh, don't play with Tracy like that. He would probably accept it too.
Yeah, he would.
I have to wonder if he has someone like, I don't know what his situation, because he hasn't really been in much unless I'm out of the loop, with the exception of Coming to America since his accident. And so I have to wonder if he is still being managed or repped, because if he had like a rep, they would easily be like, okay, well, let's put you in like this random drama, and then we'll get you some like drama clout, and then you can get this finance.
I think that's
right?
what The Last OG is trying to be. It's on TV. It's TBS.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, and he,
it's
and that's still going. And yeah, so
I just haven't seen it. That's why I'm like,
I haven't seen much of it either. Yeah.
It's really good. I only saw the first season. I saw some of the second season, but it's surprisingly, it's really funny, but it's also, he's genuinely really good on that show. He's perfectly, but it's the writing still. And he's still playing himself. Like there's just scenes where he gets like serious, but you know, it's nothing. There isn't
it's Tracy Morgan stuff getting serious.
Yeah.
Like it's not, yeah.
And him being Louis Armstrong is just, it's also not just nailing the voice. It's nailing like his talking voice, but his singing voice.
It's everything.
Yeah, him playing the trunk, like, huge
package of Louis.
It's something.
Well, they could always just dub like actual Louis.
Yeah. But hey, it's better Oscar buzz if you actually sing. Look at Taron Egerton and Rami. They kind of sang, even though
Rami did not sing at all.
He did sing.
Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury is the worst thing I've ever seen. Still haunts my nightmares.
That was just off the top of my head. Anyway, this is also a true story, I guess. I don't know what it's based on, but it's an I Love Lucy movie called Being the Ricardos. And it's Aaron Sorkin, who's been making the rounds since the trial of Chicago 7. He's being nominated for Best Original Screenplay for that. He's writing and directing this next one. It's called Being the Ricardos. And it's a story that takes place during the 1 week of production of I Love Lucy, from a Monday table read through a Friday audience filming. When Lucy and Desi face a crisis that could end their careers and another that could end their marriage. Did that make sense to you?
Ooh.
I kind of just read it in autopilot.
So that sounds awesome.
It's a disruptive week of filming, and that could ruin their relationship because they were married in real life, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of people who play themselves,
the cast
Nicole
is
Kidman.
Nicole Kidman is going to play Lucille Ball. Javier Bardem is Desi Arnaz. Is that how you say his name? J.K. Simmons is William Frawley. I was skeptical about Nicole Kidman because I don't think she has very much emotion in her face anymore. And I feel like Lucille Ball is very, very I don't know. She's good.
She's expressive. That's for sure.
Yeah, I would have casted Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig. Woo! Rewind. What did you say?
Really?
I said, Kristen Wiig is Lucille Ball. I think that she would have.
Who was that good? There was this.
I don't know. I think she's a good actress, and
immediately when the casting was announced for Nicole Kidman, there's an immediate petition for this one actress, which there's
Deborah Messing.
Deborah Messing. She looks a lot like her.
Okay, but yes, in the one picture, and then if you look at the other pictures of her in the same like makeup and outfit, it looks rough. Sorry, Deborah Messing.
They chose the one photo.
It looks rough.
To say the least, I'm not one to obsess. I mean, I am because I'm deeply insecure, but obsess over looks. But it's Deborah Messing's a little too. I think she's past the point, but also Nicole
Kidman is too.
And don't get me wrong, Nicole Kidman's great, but this is not the vibe.
But Aaron Sorkin's a really good director.
What do you think he's basing the story on, though?
It sounds like it's going to be like Steve Jobs, where it's not really going to be a biopic, but it's just going to just give you a glimpse of who the person is.
Yeah, it seems like the story has to be somewhat reliable if they have the kids producing the film about their parents.
Yeah.
Like they have to.
In the same way that, like, wouldn't you get excited if someone told you Nicole Kidman was going to play your mom?
No, I don't like.
You wouldn't. Okay, well, but I just, what I mean.
I get your point, though.
A big star, you'd be like, yeah, that sounds great. Stamp of approval.
Not if it's Lucille Ball, because Lucille Ball is Lucille Ball. You don't need someone playing her like that again. It's like, what's the story that they're going to be telling, I guess.
Based off of the fact that it's Nicole Kidman, I'm just going to assume that there's some dark family drama, because that's all she ever does.
Yeah, she's been doing some very dark TV I've seen. I haven't seen, but I've been hearing.
Nicole Kidman?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she was in The Prom.
Oh yeah,
she had actually a really good musical number.
We're going to be speaking about Ryan Murphy later after this next story, but let's go into this next story. This sounds like a fun story. This is based on a book, which is also a true story. It's a memoir. It's called The Greatest Beer Run Ever, a memoir of friendship, loyalty, and war by John Chick Donohue and J.T. Molloy. It goes as one night in 1967, 26-year-old John Donohue, known as Chick, is drinking in a New York City bar, remembering lost ones from the current Vietnam War. During an inspired conversation at the bar, it suggested that someone should give the troops in Vietnam a message of support from home and with a can of beer and a few laughs from the US. It would be the greatest beer run ever. Chick decides to be the one, as he has 3 friends from childhood in the war, and the story is that of the epic beer run told in Chick's own words and those of the men he visited in Vietnam. And it stars Zac Efron as Chick Donohue, which is sweet, Russell Crowe, and Bill Murray.
That's the one right there. That's all you have to tell me. You can just say Bill Murray and I'll be like, I'm in. I don't even know what it's about.
You're excited for it?
Yeah, that sounds awesome. That doesn't sound awesome.
No.
It's Peter Farley,
No.
the guy who did Green Book.
Oh. No.
Listen, the second you said Zac Efron, I like tuned out.
You don't like Zac Efron?
Do not like Zac Efron?
He plays a great bro.
I agree.
That's about
I think he should break that.
Well, that's what
think
this is.
can.
I think that's why this is perfect for him, because it sounds like he's going to be a Vietnam bro.
No, he's a bro. He's bringing beer in a backpack. He's
But
he's
what
a
I'm
bro.
saying
He's
is,
going to
like,
be a bro in this.
Like, okay, when he played Ted Bundy, everyone was like, oh my God, you have to see him play Ted Bundy. And then I went and saw it and I was like, that's not Ted Bundy. That is Zac Efron.
Yeah, I was excited. I was excited to see that, to see him break out of his Zac Efron-ness.
Yeah,
but he was still very much Zac Efron.
It didn't for me. That didn't do it for me, unfortunately.
That's why I'm like,
but that movie just wasn't that good in general for me. It was weird. That's why.
The movie was weak. I
Because
thought
like
he was
Zac
pretty
Efron.
good in it.
I'm a Zac Efron fan.
Oh no, I used to be when I was like 14.
Well, little did you know we are 14 years old.
Apparently.
No, I think that he's a talent. I don't know if I haven't seen him in anything that I really can think of that's really good besides Neighbors, and I don't really like Neighbors.
Doesn't that say it all,
the thing. No, that's not.
But I see something.
He didn't
in him.
make the
I see
movies
something.
he makes. He's just a person in them. And it's just like, how do you get out of Disney? Musicals, a heartthrob.
Well, no. He didn't start off as a bro.
No, he didn't.
No,
he was on TV. He had the gap tooth and everything.
He was in 17 again.
Yeah, he didn't start off.
That has one of my favorite
scenes.
Man. That has one of my favorite scenes.
What's your favorite
the court scene in 17 again, where he's doing the monologue.
Oh.
And he's like, this is the letter. And it's actually just the directions to the courthouse. One of my favorite scenes. It's like,
that broke my heart.
That was
I actually literally just watched 17 again like 2 days ago, like 2 nights ago, because I couldn't sleep. And I was like,
good. I like
I'm doing this.
Some comfort.
Matthew Perry.
The original cast for this, Zac Efron was originally going to be played by Dylan O'Brien, and Russell Crowe was going to be played by, who was it? Viggo Mortensen, the Green Book reunion.
Oh, wow.
Now they have Russell Crowe and Zac Efron.
Yeah, Peter Farley, man. I don't know about him. He hasn't done a good movie in so long.
Do you like Dylan O'Brien? I
like Dylan O'Brien. Yeah, I like him a lot, actually. He's he was the Love and Monsters kid, right?
Yeah, that's coming out on Netflix in the UK. So if you're in the UK,
yeah, no, I like
Netflix. Tune in.
Yeah,
I like that guy. The Greatest Beer Run is going to be a Netflix movie.
No, this is an Apple TV movie.
Apple TV. God damn it! all these damn.
Yeah, I think Bill Murray though is just going to be the patron, the bar, because there's a character in the book named the Major or the Colonel, who's the one who suggests going to the beer run. He's the bartender at the bar they're at.
Oh,
that's like fun. A perfect character for Murray to be like, set off the adventure guy. That's
he's such a
come in for one day and have fun. But there's a story. The Pabst Blue Ribbon did a story on this in 2015, like a short documentary that you guys can watch if you're curious about how it goes out. But I don't know what it is about. Like you were talked about Ted Bundy is played by like that. This is the segue into our next story. What is the obsession with like people playing serial killers, like in serial killer biopics? Because we're getting Evan Peters as Jeffrey Dahmer by Ryan Murphy, a series from Ryan Murphy on Netflix.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Ryan Murphy scares me.
Dude, Ryan Murphy is such a bad choice for that. he's talking about glamorizing, dude. He's gonna glamorize the living shit.
This is what he said.
Jeffrey
This is what he
Dahmer
said. He said
people.
Netflix is. He said the 10-episode series will take place from the 60s.
10-episode series.
Yeah, will take place from the 60s to the 90s and will take a psychological approach, but also analyze the police incompetence that allowed Dahmer to go on a multi-year killing spree, largely told from the point of view of Dahmer's victims.
Oh,
so it's like, I don't know. They have like, I don't know about. I'm just freaked out by Ryan Murphy projects. I'm still gonna watch the new season of American Horror Story because it has Macaulay Culkin, but
that's right.
I don't know. I like watch the first episodes of the American Horror Story series that he makes, and if it's like too uncomfortable for me or too dark, I won't continue.
Oh, how many are there now? It's so hard to keep track.
It's like 9 or there's like 9 or 10 or something.
He needs to quit while he's ahead. That's every single Ryan Murphy movie or TV show I see. I'm always like, you didn't need to go the extra mile.
Well, it's always so problematic too. Like the way he writes is like,
it's just shocking. It's very shocking. But I like.
He doesn't go for real life like characters. He tries to talk about real life things, but he does it in such a
hyperbolic way.
Yeah, 13-year-old boy on Tumblr kind of way. That's just such a. It's not. I don't know. Like the Prom was the only thing I've seen of his where it was like.
Was that Ryan Murphy?
Yeah, he directed that, right?
That seems so light for him. But I guess Glee, like
yeah, he's going back to his Glee roots. Yeah. And even with the Prom, there's scenes in that and things that he's talking about like real things. And I know that he is gay in real life, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just like I don't know, like just sometimes he talks about that stuff and he does. It just seems like he doesn't know what he's talking about, but I know that he's living that life and everything.
Yeah, well, it's not like he writes every single word too.
No, of course. It's just some of his choices.
It's very insensitive. I agree. Even like early on with Glee, like even with that, dude. Like
it's like half satire. It's like you can't take it seriously, or you will get offended.
But it's meant to. But that's the thing. It's meant to be this like uplifting Full House moment with the music in the background. Like this is the one thing that people were holding on to for so long because they were like, oh, this is the high school experience. This is nostalgia. This is, the underdog. So it's like, what part of that? Like, why can't you do that? But like, be a little bit more mindful with how you say things, just a little bit.
No, I totally 100% with you on that. And then to add on to him talking about Jeffrey Dahmer is just like, oh no, that like just hearing that, it's like, it's dude, freaky. do not do that.
Because Ryan Murphy has a big Netflix deal, so he's doing a bunch of projects now. They gave him like a
he already did Ratchet.
He did Ratchet, which the guy who made Ratchet with is helping him make this one.
Oh God, no.
His name's Ian Brennan. He also made Scream Queens with him.
And Glee.
I don't know. Man, he's just such a no. I just don't want this. I don't want.
It's going to be such a sexy cannibalism, and not in a good way.
They have Evan Peters, so for a fact they're going to try to make him sexy.
Yes,
to be fair, he has looked like a serial killer since day one.
He does.
Ooh, Evan Peters, yeah.
Well, Ryan Murphy, real quick, let me just add in. Have you seen like he has like a very niche choice in men that he casts? They're all the pale with the black hair,
porcelain,
blue eyes.
Porcelain.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Very fair skinned. With the dark hair. And there's a whole chart. I don't know if you've seen that, like on Twitter. There's like literally a whole chart of literally all the like white men with black hair with blue eyes that he has cast in literally everything. And they all look like the same man. So clearly he's very niche in that department.
I don't like that Evan Peters stuck with Ryan Murphy for as long as he had, because I liked him at first. I was like, sweet, he's gonna break out of his Phil of the Future days, and he did it.
It's Phil of the Future days.
Yeah, I do too. And then he was good. He did that Never Back Down movie. I was like, yes, he's gonna do sweet movies. And then he went into Ryan Murphy. I was like, okay, this is way different. And then he stayed in that, and I was like, oh, he's still really different. And I've gotten uncomfortable watching him
because it's a paycheck. What are you gonna do? Say no?
Yeah, he's got a guaranteed contract.
And X-Men. He also did X-Men.
Yeah, I liked him in X-Men.
Yeah,
but the cast of this is interesting. It's got Richard Jenkins. Do you know who that is? For the dad in Step Brothers?
I love Richard Jenkins.
He's one of my favorite actors, and he's in one of my favorite movies, Burn After Reading. He plays the dad, so the parents are going to be involved a lot. We got Niecy Nash from Reno 911. She's going to play
so it's going to be a comedy, a sexy comedy.
Yeah, she's going to play the
cannibal.
neighbor. She's going to play the neighbor who has called the cops on him multiple times and even calls the FBI to get involved, but they just don't believe her the whole time.
I can't do
She's
this.
being gaslit by
yeah, and they cast the
every moment of this
the last
is
person who got away from Jeffrey Dahmer in real life, so they have the ending already planned, who got him turned in and stuff. It's just like, I don't know. This is gonna be weird. There's been a lot of weird, like, I didn't know Jeremy Renner played Jeffrey Dahmer too in the past. That's how he got.
Who cast Jeremy? What?
This was like an indie movie back in 2002 called Dahmer. It's like how Jeremy Renner first started acting. He played Jeffrey Dahmer.
Did you know he used to be a makeup artist?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now he's a country singer, I guess, or something.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say he's
a pop singer.
Dude,
he's like
you should listen to some of his songs. He is.
I'm sorry,
so
we're
bad.
talking about
he writes
Marvel,
ballads.
Jeremy Renner,
Hawkeye's
least important. Yes,
he makes
least
ballads.
important.
He needed a backup
Avenger.
plan. Exactly. No, he started making ballads and stuff.
I
Dude,
met
just
him one time at my old job. He's weird.
He seems weird.
Just looking up Jeffrey Dahmer just gives me.
Don't.
Why are you looking him up?
I'm looking up the movie.
Yeah, when I did research for this, I was getting so uncomfortable because I looked up a bunch of killer stuff, like serial killer stuff, and it's gross. But there's like, I looked up who else has played Jeffrey Dahmer. Like Ross Lynch has played Jeffrey Dahmer in a movie with Alex Wolff.
They always pick like semi-attractive young men.
It's
like,
annoying.
please?
And like Darren Criss, who worked with Ryan Murphy, I believe, and who played Andrew Cunanan.
Oh yeah.
And Evan Peters even played Charles Manson in American Horror Story already. There's a lot of
that's the thing. Like, I don't know what the hell, like they want to keep romanticizing these fucking psychopaths. They've been doing it forever. They did it with
it's weird.
The Ted Bundy Zac Efron movie. They did it with
I agree.
Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know why.
Here's what I'll say as a viewer who actually somewhat enjoys the like beauty and in the gore of it. This is very, and that makes me sound like a weirdo, but like American Psycho, okay, was like,
yeah, I do
like aesthetically, like,
well, that's fiction.
I'm still upset. No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think they're trying to replicate the like aesthetic, the beauty, the glamour, but they're doing it in such like poor taste because they're transferring it over to real life, and it's like, no honey, people died. Like you can't do this. It works when it's fake, right? It works when it's like, you know, even Scream Queens was like, ooh, this sexy red devil, like, you know, killing sorority girls. Like, okay, that's fine because it's fake. But so that's why I think I think he gets confused. I think he wants to do that. And Ryan Murphy, by the way, I think he wants to do that. I think he wants to have his American Psycho moment. And I get it. I get why. It's very aesthetically, like, it's cool, you know, but people, like, there are real victims. People died. Like, it's wrong. You know,
I'm uncomfortable with it. I don't know.
No, it's just,
I honestly don't know if I'm going to watch it because I can't sometimes. He scares me. He scares me, guys.
If they tackle like serious things like that, it's like, no, you're incapable of doing it. Like you're there's no way that he's gonna do this and it's not going to be like, what the fuck are you thinking? What were you thinking? Why are you doing this?
Well, on that note, speaking of all that darkness and serial killers and stuff, let's talk about Disney Channel original movies.
Yes.
Ooh.
This is how we're going to end our show, and we've been waiting for this. Our next DCOM Revisited, which was suggested by Blanca, actually. We got Pixel Perfect from 2004. And this is a very exciting movie. Welcome to DCOM Revisited with History of Popcorn. Pixel Perfect stars Ricky Ullman as a techno whiz named Roscoe, who creates a hologram to help his friend's band, the Zeta Bites, make a name for themselves. But when the band becomes an overnight sensation, can Roscoe protect his hologram from falling into the wrong hands?
Dun, dun,
The movie's actually about Roscoe trying not to fuck a hologram.
Let me get to also, Roscoe is not a dog. That I keep thinking that every time I think that. It's like, who names their kid Roscoe? That's a dog's name. What is that short for something?
It's short for Roscaford. I'm just kidding.
I was just thrown off by the name. When they said Roscoe in the beginning, I was expecting a dog to run into the shop, but it was.
Well, did you meet his dad in the movie? Of course, he named him Roscoe. Jesus.
I just love that his dad created this holographic programming, this groundbreaking technology, and he never uses it.
The only thing that works.
He walks around, and his son is the one that's doing everything.
We don't see him touch it once. He doesn't use it at all. He's
the only thing the dad does is walk around. He walks around and then he eats.
Or does he? Yeah, he doesn't use it at all. And then he complains about his job not liking his work or his lack of work. It's like,
which I wrote here. The place, his company is called Skygraph, and I put Skynet. I think this is the beginning of Terminator, guys. I'm just saying.
That idea was really funny because I was thinking of Coachella, and when Tupac was there, I was like, is this the guy who made our 2012 Coachella experience happen with?
That's Roscoe's daddy.
Is Roscoe's dad. Thank you, Skygraph, for giving us Tupac at Coachella 2012. That's what I kept thinking. I was like, holy crap, this happens in the future as a holographic stage performance. And that was the first time I was just like, wow, the future is from Disney all the time.
All the time, dude. Yeah, no, this movie is so ahead of its time. It really kind of is. The themes are there. It's just the execution is bonkers. There are some crazy things that happen in this movie.
Like a whole part where she's in the internet. I'm like, whoa, this is still she's stuck in the internet still. Is this she ever gonna
and did you catch the car that guy comes in? That's the search engine.
The search engine.
I was screaming.
Love it. I love that little.
Dude, there was so much happening in that scene that I didn't even catch on to that.
There's so much going on in this movie.
Yeah, that part is specifically that is a fever dream to me. And it was my least favorite part in the whole movie, always, even as a child. I was like, not the internet part again.
Ricky Ullman, I'll call him, because at the time he was called Ricky Ullman.
Yeah. Yes. Real name is Raviv.
I still want to know how he jumped from Raviv to Ricky.
It was definitely Disney. It was Disney being like, no one's going to relate to Raviv. They're going to call you.
But why not make him like Robbie? Raviv Robbie.
Disney just.
They said Ricky.
Exactly like that, Ricky.
Do you want to be Phil of the future? Yes, you're Ricky. Okay.
Raviv, that's Phil of the past.
I mean, the Loretta's supposed to be a perfect entity, right?
I guess so. I mean,
but who did the choreography for this?
Exactly.
Do you guys know?
Drag her.
Her dancing is
kicks
so bad.
Off beat. It's not on any beat. She just kicks straight up. And I was so glad that they brought the backflip into every single performance. And it wasn't just the first one. I was like, oh my God, she did a backflip. And then when she did it
wasn't just one backflip. She would keep spinning.
Yeah, sometimes she would.
It's like that scene in The Mask where he throws Cameron Diaz up in the air.
She slows down.
Yes, the clock. One of the main flaws, right off the bat, was everyone saying Sam wasn't good enough to be the lead singer.
Yeah,
even though she has an amazing voice, and she's very attractive too, and everyone acts like she's horrific only because she doesn't have the moves, as Mr. Moxley says. So I also wrote down in my notes, I was like, all of these kids, every single kid in this movie, are super fucked up to each other. Yeah. They do certain things to each other that is just so wrong. Like Roscoe especially is a terrible friend.
Yeah, he's awful.
He's awful.
Scene with the shoulders, the ears, the shoulders, how he had the file of what he picked out.
Yeah,
that traumatized me.
And in the
which is all just hanging around in his dad's office. He's in his dad's office, and his dad has all these teenage magazines and these pop songs. It's like
it's basically it's Roscoe's.
Because his dad
doesn't work.
Yeah, his dad doesn't do shit.
Roscoe does everything. But
his dad literally created the flux capacitor and was like, "I'll let my son build the DeLorean."
Yeah, exactly. There's so many things that they're trying to do in this movie at the time.
Yeah,
it's
very Black Mirror.
It's so
it
weird.
Is. Yeah, dude. Though, especially towards the end, I wrote down
did Tupac have to go through this in 2012.
Oh no,
he did.
Tupac is out there being like, I want to touch the rain.
He's
like,
in
Tupac.
Oh no.
Oh, too bad.
Okay, this movie goes from being unintentionally funny at times to being unintentionally absolutely positively terrifying.
It is. Because there's a scene where Ricky Ullman's character is like breaking up a fight between the two girls, and the girl Loretta is literally like, he screens your calls, and Ricky's like, whoa, forget that happened, and it's never addressed again. They don't. Yeah. It's just like, okay, Ricky doesn't like this girl, but he's screening her calls. He's just what is he's
a toxic little asshole, and he doesn't even realize it. Dude, part when towards the end when Loretta is surfing the dark web, and he goes into the recording studio and he flips out on the guy. He like pushes him, and he calls him. He's like, he's a lying, cheating, self-serving, underhanded, arrogant ball of slime.
Yeah, I was like, where is this gonna go? It just kept going. He's like, where is he gonna swear?
Yeah, no, he was hilariously awful in that part. Oh my god, dude, guys, and we have to talk about the ending. The ending, man. Okay, can I please break it down? Can I be the one?
Yeah.
Because this is absolutely amazing what happens here. so Loretta decides to surf the dark web, like it's her thing. She goes to Japan, and she does Japan virtually. And so the band, what's the band called again? Zeta
Bites.
Zeta Bites. Greatest name, of course. So Zeta Bites, they don't know what to do because they have this performance and Loretta's not there. So what do? They go with the actual singer, Sam, who's the real person, and she dresses up like Loretta.
I mean, y'all could have canceled the show, but go off.
Yeah, but go off. So she says Sam has in her head, if I have to be Loretta, I gotta do those sweet ass flips, even though I'd never done it before.
Yeah, it's getting to the end of the performance.
And so she flips and she fucking bonks the hell out of her.
No, I thought she was gonna do a backflip. I was like, is she gonna do a backflip? Is she gonna do a backflip? She does a
that would have been very ambitious.
She doesn't even do a backflip. She does a cartwheel. And then she falls off stage. And she's going full back like this. And I'm like, oh, they're gonna catch her. Stage time. They're gonna save her.
Everyone moved.
Dude, no one
there's nothing.
It's
you can actually see the mat. You can see the mat too on the ground. Yeah. I thought, and then I was like, did she just die?
So yeah, so that's the best part. So it goes to the hospital and the doctors are literally like, it's not looking good.
Yeah,
like Sam is about to fucking die, and so Loretta decides to come back. She finds out that she's gonna die, and so she goes into the head monitor.
Yeah, she
gets inside of her head.
Yeah,
somehow, some way, and inside of Sam's head is the darkest. Do you remember the game Left 4 Dead?
She's scary.
Do you guys remember? Yeah.
It's just this girl crying. Yeah.
Blair Witchy.
And then she teaches her how to play the guitar, and again her broken guitar, and then she cures her. But when she wakes up, it's not Sam. It's
Loretta.
It's Loretta. And that's when I was like, this is the end. This is when it's going to cut.
And it's like, what's happening now?
Yeah.
What is this going to happen? But of course, now Loretta leaves. Sam comes back to life, which by the way, she's making her run the rain after having fucking her brain gone off.
Yeah, she just had a concussion and it's basically in a coma.
Once Loretta leaves and Sam comes back, she falls right back to the ground again.
I didn't say I would keep her alive.
If I were her parents, I'd be like, Roscoe, you stay the fuck away from my daughter, man. You are dangerous. You are toxic. I don't like you, bro.
I don't understand.
Well, and they just let her walk out of the hospital. Yeah,
everyone, all the hospital staff
even
too.
Dude,
she just wants to see the rain.
Yeah. It's crazy how like that girl Sam has nothing to do in this entire movie. The only thing that she has to do is be upset and be in love with Roscoe. That's it.
And get stepped on and picked apart, quite literally.
The end of the movie, it's trying to say, oh, this movie's about Sam getting over her insecurities, but the movie doesn't care about that. It only cares about Horn Boy trying not to fuck his hologram. And
there's too much to it to be like, this is what it's about. There's a lot.
It is a lot. It is like it's a Black Mirror episode, because that's what I think is really interesting about the movie is that it is talking about these like social, like it has a social commentary about that's actually very smart and well written. But then there are things that just because it's a decom, they're the decom things that come out. It's like, is this trying to be cute? Is this trying to be funny? Like this isn't. It's just terrifying. This is a really
It's
like
a very confusing
unnerving
movie.
All the parents who watch it with their kids are like, no, you can't have a computer.
It's a gateway drug.
It's a gateway drug.
Yeah.
No, since we're at the end, I would just like to mention that despite the fact that Loretta no longer exists by the end, the record company, there's no Loretta for the record company, even though they paid for her fair and square. Skygraph owns Loretta. What happens to the dad's job? That's never acknowledged because you'd think he'd get fired after all of this.
Oh yeah, he got fired and sued.
Yeah.
They lost everything.
And meanwhile, can you imagine, like, if he hated Roscoe to begin with, how does he feel about Roscoe now?
I mean, didn't Loretta go into the sky or something?
See, that's
She's a
literally
ghost
went out.
now.
She went out into a
confusing.
lightning bolt and is in the sky. That's how she.
But then she
left the
came
body.
back at the ending scene. She was a ghost.
Oh yeah, she can come back willy nilly. That's
Dude,
weird.
no, it's so confusing because
Can
they
Tupac
made it
do that? I just keep thinking about Tupac.
I wish, man.
Okay, we have two ratings when we rate these movies. We have a nostalgia rating and then an overall rating. I
Ooh.
would have to give this a pretty low rating for nostalgia because it didn't really feel old to me, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, because you didn't
It
watch it as a
capture-
child.
That's true. That is also
Yeah.
a factor. For nostalgia, I'd have to give it like out of 5. I'd probably give it like a 3.1, which is actually pretty high.
Okay.
And for my real rating, I would give it probably a 2.3.
Really?
Yeah, I like the music. That's
Damn.
all for the music and Ricky
Mhm.
Ullman's acting. I like. his
I'm
acting a
offended.
lot.
Oh,
I'm
man,
not. I mean,
offended
it's
too.
rewatchable. I would watch it again. It's not. I just. I didn't like.
Where does the 0.3 come in?
the
You
music?
said
The music
2.3.
gives
Oh,
it. I
okay.
get. I don't know why I add like point stuff instead of just going to 0.5 or something. But yeah, I like the music a lot. I like the premise. I didn't like how many stories there were. There's so much
Mhm.
happening.
Nostalgia rating, I would give it a 5 because there's so much of this movie where I'm like, I remember there are weird scenes in this movie that just pop up in my head all the time. So yeah, though that's why I give it a 5 for that, and I give it a 4. Honestly, like as an official rating.
Wow. This is a hot-
Because
that's cool.
it's so ridiculous. It's
Yes.
unintentionally funny at times, and also it has these like interesting ideas that I don't really think that they didn't think of at
Yeah.
like at the
It
time.
ages better. It gets better with age, probably because.
Yeah.
It kind of did for me.
I can
Like I
see
was
that,
shocked
yeah.
how much that I liked this,
Yeah.
but it's not a great movie at all. But
Mhm.
it's just for DComs, for like Disney Channel original movies. It's a 4 out of 5 for me.
I think that's what makes it good, though. It's not trying to be like this deep, intense, like whatever, like a hilarious comedy. It just exists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
just
did
gives its own
everything at
genre.
face value. Yeah, it was just like everything
Yeah.
we're doing is just going to be straightforward.
It's just like,
Mhm.
yes, this is batshit insane, but
Like
It
that
is
scene
what
where
it
he's
is.
explaining what love is to her. He's like, you're getting very intimate with this hologram.
It's so weird. Okay, you know what? I changed
Good
my mind.
monologue,
I'm
though.
gonna do a 3 out of 5. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go so high.
Hey,
as
don't
4.
let me bring it down for you.
I was actually no. I was actually just thinking about it, being like, I'm gonna regret that later. 3 out of 5.
What did you rate it, Blanca? What would you rate it?
listen, I prefaced this entire
Yes.
Zoom call by saying that I like bad movies. And for that alone, I'm going to give it a 5 on both because it is literally like the nostalgia is
Yeah.
absolutely, I would even give that a 7 out of 5 because that was my movie and it
Yeah.
holds up.
I remember
As
my
far as the
sister
movie.
watching it, and she was like, that movie made me wish I wasn't real. And I was like, whoa, whoa. Because she wanted to be she was a singer and stuff.
Yeah, she wanted to be a
Oh.
hologram.
She was
Same.
it is. I do like it. My rating doesn't mean I don't like it. But go on
No.
to what you were saying about the next rating.
No, I was
Good
gonna
5
say
or
as far
5 on
as just
both,
like
yeah.
a movie. Yeah, as far as just like a
Mhm.
movie goes, like I said,
Yeah.
I like bad movies. We're aware of this. I'm embracing the awfulness of it. And like I said, it is what it is. It stands, as its own little branch / genre of whatever that was. And I have to respect it for what it is. Shout out to Pixel Perfect.
Pixel
no,
Perfect
I love it.
2004,
I love it.
Well, what's next?
I want to. I have a list of ones I want to do.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Other Me.
Also ahead of its time with the cloning and the
that's one of the Lawrence brothers, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I want to say it's Martin Lawrence.
No, that's different. That's Martin Lawrence is from Bad Boys.
No, but one of them's name is Martin, isn't it? No, one of the brothers. There's a Martin Lawrence.
There is a Martin Lawrence.
Matthew Lawrence.
Matthew Lawrence. That's
Matthew Lawrence. Listen, I wasn't that far off.
You weren't.
Oh wait, hold on. Is this who I think it is? Let me see. The main kid from The Other Me is this kid who was in like five Disney Channel original movies and then disappeared.
But yeah, what's his name now again?
That was one of the Lawrence brothers.
Is he the younger Lawrence brother?
I think he's the
youngest
Lawrence brother.
They're related?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Please tell me. Hold on. Did we ever find out what his name was?
That's
it be Martin?
Wait, so that kid, the main kid from The Other Me that I'm thinking of, the twin one or the clone one,
that's
related. Andrew Lawrence.
Andrew Lawrence.
Oh my God. I did not know they're related. Oh my God. That's so crazy.
Yep.
Andrew Lawrence.
Are you sure there's not a Martin? I really want there to be a Martin.
Yes. I didn't know they were related.
Oh, dude, remember Stuck in the Suburbs?
I do.
Blanca, you and I will probably get down on Stuck in the Suburbs.
Yes, for Stuck in the Suburbs. Also, I was just thinking of a movie, but I don't think it was a DCOM. With not Martin Lawrence. I'm still calling him Martin. The other one from Boy Meets World, and she was wearing a pink dress. And she My Date with the President's Daughter. Oh my God. That was not a DCOM, right?
No, that is. It was actually before they did DCOMs, but it was a Disney TV movie. But technically
wiped
it is.
It from every, it doesn't exist anywhere.
Yeah, dude, me and my ex, we actually met each other because of our love for My Date with the President's Daughter.
Yeah.
I put it all over my all the dating sites that I had and stuff, and
just quoting it.
Yeah, no, I put I had one picture of me, and then the rest was scenes from My Date with the President's Daughter.
Oh my God.
And she messaged me and she was like, that's the greatest thing ever. And she would always call me PD, President's Daughter.
Aww.
And yeah, that was our thing. Shout out to Raina. We're still cool. Yeah, no, that was
Is
that
she
was
there? You turned around.
No, my dog.
Shout out to Raina.
Shout out to Raina, who is behind me.
We live together. It's working out. Still watch President's Daughter.
Which
one should we try to watch next week? Which ones do you have on your list?
Yeah, The Other Me, or Stuck in the Suburbs is a good one too.
Oh, Stuck in the Suburbs.
I barely remember Stuck in the Suburbs. That has Taron Killam, doesn't it?
Yes.
That's right.
I do remember it. I do remember that one. Let's watch that one.
Let's do that one.
Let's do Stuck in the Suburbs, because I feel like there's people in that I have made it today that are still really good.
Dude, yeah, Brenda Song,
yeah.
Danielle Panabaker. Yeah, no, let's do doing Stuck in the Suburbs.
Stuck in the Suburbs we'll do.
Next DCOM revisited
next Tuesday. This was fun. I'm glad, Blanca, you're put time aside to do this with us. We hope you can come back. This was fun.
Thank you. No, this was great. It felt like it was great today because I did therapy right before this, and it felt like I was on my own little virtual press where I was like, oh great, people are gonna listen to me talk for a long time today.
That's awesome.
So we'll be seeing Blanca again. She is gonna be on the show often, and you can see why. I hope you guys come back next week. I hope you check us out on social media, History of Popcorn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, what else? Amazon Music, everything you can listen to podcasts. Download our episodes, share with your friends. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys. Yeah, I need to work on these outros and intros. Thanks,
dude, no,
guys.
I think you always do great.
You have to tell people to like and subscribe and hit the notification icon.
I do have to do that.
Yes.
And then that's for YouTube, right? The notifications.
Well, I mean, you're on YouTube too, so
yeah, that is a huge.
But you have to do it with a little influencer voice, guys. Like and subscribe.
stretch my legs, my ego.
The ego, that's important.
Yeah,
gotta flex that ego.
Yeah. Oh yeah.